Can someone tell me what this is? I mean, aside from a bug. What? Not again. Change it, change it. Terrible, but it'll do. Well, here I am, Blarb Alliance. Back in Oregon, back in the garage. Can't say I'm thrilled here, but the familiarity's kinda nice. It's a good thing I was gone for a while, because I think the inhabitants of the house were starting to get suspicious. They had thoroughly gone through my little nest over here and set up traps. Thankfully, I'd stashed anything I didn't bring with me in the attic. These traps are made for catching small rodents called mice. It's nice to have a little snack after a long trip, but I have to be careful. I suppose I should find a new garage to hide in and new humans to study. But out of the houses I've seen, this one provides the best cover, and I'd hate to start my research all over. Besides, I'm pretty good at staying out of view. I'm like a ninja. Ninjas were covert agents, likely trained in a multitude of fighting and survival arts, specializing in espionage and assassination in a place called Japan several hundred years ago. They've been romanticized and exaggerated in many ways over the years, including having superhuman powers such as control over the elements or running on air, which is flight. It's just flight. Anyway, where was I? Right, not moving. For now, they think I'm mice. Not a big deal. I'll just lay low, and since I'm supposed to observe them anyway, I'll plant some video orbs I got from Clyde around the house. Like a ninja. The ride back was mostly uneventful. I stowed away on a vegetable delivery truck headed north. This was convenient since I had snacks on the way, and the driver had to stop a couple times to eat. On one such stop, I witnessed an encounter that dampened my faith in humanity. Oh, Bernard's crazy ass gave me a little hope, but run-of-the-mill human beings? Ugh. Let me start at the beginning. Just before nightfall, the driver pulled into a small town for a bite to eat. It was dark enough that I could sneak around, and I'd had nothing but vegetables, so I headed into the restaurant myself to see what I could scrounge up. I made my way around the back and ducked inside through the employee break area door. Then, I just ducked behind boxes, trash cans, and doors until I found the kitchen and a cabinet to hide in. Like a f***ing ninja. This wasn't the biggest establishment in the world, and from my vantage point, I could see part of the dining area. More importantly, I could see the driver. After about 15 minutes, the driver had finished about half his order, and I had had as many bread rolls as I could take. So I decided to start heading back to the truck, since it's going to take me some time to get back outside. Then I got distracted. A rather oddly dressed individual came sauntering into the restaurant with a friend. The two were talking, but the flamboyant one was talking loudly about anything and everything, and was speaking in a strange accent. At first I thought this individual was hearing impaired and from another part of Earth, but then he stepped up to take his order. "Do you have any spaghetti?" To which the order taker, cashier, replied in a reasonable tone, "No, if you look at the menu, you'll see what we have." "Oh, so you don't have any spaghetti?" Okay, so cross hearing impaired off the list. Maybe mentally impaired? What about a sub sandwich? Then it hit me. This guy was acting just like a character in a movie I'd seen, who was supposed to be homosexual. It's a negative stereotype that many actors and directors perpetuate in movies and TV shows for the sake of comedy. The only thing missing was the over-the-top phallic references, until "I want a footlong with a lot of meat." At this point, everyone in the joint had a different reaction. Most were stifling laughter, some were looking on in what appeared to be horror, and others were just confused. The cashier couldn't stand it any longer and began to giggle while trying to help the guy. Then it got ugly. The customer started throwing a fit at the cashier about the laughing. He demanded to see the manager to file a complaint. Why? Because they were acting like homophobes. Laughter is a reaction. It's a response to something your brain is confused by but doesn't see as a threat. It's as easy to control as crying out in pain when hurt. It's as easy to control as one's own sexual orientation. The employees and patrons of the restaurant didn't assault the guy or deny him service. They laughed at an act that he decided to put on for whatever reason. I'll buy that one can act in such a way so often that it becomes a habit, and there are naturally feminine males out there. But this just went beyond naturally feminine. The accent doesn't sound anything like a woman. It just draws attention to yourself. Now, this part of the world still seems a little nervous about the idea of non-male-female sexual orientation. And a few of the cooks muttered absolutely horrible things about the man when no one was listening. I certainly don't think it's okay to treat someone poorly over that which they cannot help. But if you purposely act like a clown as a qualifier or not, people are going to laugh. Humans need to get over themselves. Badly. Your color, religion, or sexual orientation doesn't matter in contrast to anyone else. What matters is how you treat the people around you, how you treat yourself, and what you do to solve actual problems. Not the problems you've created yourself by being difficult for the sake of being difficult. In the truck afterward, I overheard the driver say, "Fucking queers," before he slammed the door shut. They can't make the world better until they're willing to be better themselves. And being better means adapting to the facts and people that they can't change. Like a ninja. Hoopy, I'm out. They've been romanticized and exaggerated in many ways, including having superhuman powers such as control over... They've been romanticized and exaggerated in many ways, including... They've been romanticized and exaggerated in many ways over the years, including... They've been romanticized and exaggerated in many ways over the years, including having superhuman powers, such as flight. They've been romanticized and exaggerated in many ways over the years. After about 15 minutes, the good God, man.